back. He's back. You. Oh, you're muted, Guru Maharaj.
Hare Krishna.
Let me say it.
I can't. Oh, there you go. Okay.
This is the fourth time that I am trying to say this. Please listen to me. There is a very strong storm in Vrindavan. I never felt anything like this. And so that's why we may drop again, because now I am with my phone, because the internet connection evidently dropped. Okay, so Pastor Fabien, please go ahead.
Oh, I stopped the live stream. It made me the host after you left, and then I stopped the live stream. I don't know if you can do that
Yeah,
from your
just
phone, though.
I'm doing it. Just a moment, please.
Oh, okay.
So if I drop again, we will have to suspend it, because
Yes.
I mean, it's thunderstorms and very strong.
Oh.
Indra does not
And it
want.
normally is.
No, it's not normal at all. Normal at all. No, normal. It can happen in June, July, but not now. I never heard. Okay, so go live. But Fabien, please go ahead again.
Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj. So I have three questions, not only two. Two are similar, so I will do the two similar now. Okay?
Okay.
Thank you. Allora, the first question. Does Krishna incarnate only in India or also in other countries of the world as far as planet Earth is concerned? The second is, are
No,
there
just
any holy places?
one at a time. One at a time. You may have all the
Okay.
questions you want, but it should be one at a time. India is the saintly place, and that's why Krishna comes only in India, as far as as we know, in this world, in this planet, all the Krishna's incarnation, it's only in India. And also the greatest saints appeared in India. Also, remember that before India was not just India, was much wider. You know, there are other places like Iran, it was all India. Okay, so that's first question. Go to the second.
Okay. Okay. Are there any holy places for the Vaishnava tradition of Krishna devotees in places outside India on Earth?
I didn't understand.
Sorry. Are there any holy places for the Vaishnava tradition of Krishna devotees in places outside India on Earth?
Well, it's
Yes. Is
Vaishn holy places are in India, because Krishna appears in India, and the pure devotees, they all lived and preached in India. There is no information about great Vaishnava traveling all over the world. As far as we know, as far as the Puranas, I never heard anything of Vaishnavas. There was one time one rumor that Ramachandra built a tunnel, but this is not corroborated by any scripture. It was just something that the devotees like to say, and that he went to Hanuman went to Brazil, all these kind of things. But you know, who said that? So there was once one very nice um, comic thing in our movement that we can write a book about things that Prabhupada said and never said. So we should, when there are these strange things, and somebody saying these things, you have to ask, where did you read it? Where did you heard it? Who did you hear it from? Because there are devotees, there are people who is authorized, and people are not authorized. It's not that everyone who speaks about Krishna is authorized to speak about Krishna. They can speak about Krishna, but we should not take them as a truth. Truth comes from mainly from Guru, Shastra, Sadhu, and also the other devotees, but the other devotees can be questioned. You know? All right, let's go to the third.
Okay, thank you, Guru Maharaj. The third question is, does bhakti have a certain limit according to each jiva, or can it continue to increase endlessly?
What do you mean? Qualities?
Yes, love for God.
The qualities of the jiva. If
Yes,
the,
no, love, the sentiment.
the sentiment.
Yes.
Okay, understand. Well, that's a nice question. Thing is, first of all, the jiva is never infinite, it's never endless. So we are limited. However, in terms of quality, there is no action, it's not possible to describe how much our love for Krishna can increase. It's just that we have always to make a distinction between us and Krishna. We cannot say we are infinite and our feeling is infinite. Yeah, but it might be you can love Krishna in a way that you cannot say how much, so much you love him, but at the same time, we have to be very careful to observe a distinction between Krishna and us. Okay, good. Do you have any other question?
Yes, I have other questions.
Okay, and
but I don't know. Sorry?
Yeah, you do another question, then Govinda. Or Mataji Lavanga that I see, she's here, or she's supposed to be here, but she does not appear. So.
I'm here. I just can't turn on the camera.
Oh, we like to see you. Okay, but Fabienne say another. Okay, tell us another question.
Okay. Another question. In the spiritual world, all jivas can transform their body. And another question in relation with this is, in which circumstance the jiva can change body?
The jiva can change the body by Krishna's desire to have a certain relationship that needs a change of body. You know, so you can have a body of a gopi, and then by just like Radharani changes the body sometimes because of love of Krishna, or Krishna changes her body just because it's a feeling for Radharani and for the gopis prompt him, pushes him to take another body. So everything is possible in the spiritual world. So Krishna can make you change any type of body you need for for the relationship with him. And we have many stories about this. Like in Chaitanya Charitamrita, one devotee becoming Varaha, Chaitanya also. In the spiritual world, there is no limit. You can do anything you want. You ask Krishna, or you don't even need to ask. Krishna sees your desire and immediately. It's not like in this world. We have this body and, that's what we have for our entire life. We have to accept it. But in the spiritual world, everything is possible because there is no limit for Krishna. Okay.
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 Thank
So
you very much.
Govinda or Lavanga Mataji.
Okay, I don't think Mata has any. My second question was, what form did Krishna reveal the Bhagavad Gita to Vivasvan in? Krishna says he first spoke Bhagavad Gita to Vivasvan, but that was millions of years ago. So did Krishna speak to Vivasvan as Lord Vishnu?
Krishna spoke the Bhagavad Gita several times, but in the Bhagavad Gita itself, it is said that 120 million years ago, he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, Vivasvan. In that case, it was an incarnation of Vishnu. Vishnu appears in every Manvantara, and sometimes we don't even know them unless we study the Mahabharata and the Purana, that we know how time is regulated. Just like we know that there are 14 Manvantaras. The word Manvantara means time of Manu's life. There are 14 Manus for every day of Brahma. A day of Brahma is 1,000 Mahakalpa. The Kalpa is the 4 yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dvapara Yuga, Kali Yuga. This is one Mahayuga. 1,000 of this Mahayuga is one day of Brahma. In this way, day of Brahma, there are 14 Manus. For each Manu, there are several incarnations. And one of these incarnations is a Vishnu incarnation. One of these Vishnu incarnations, there was at the beginning of Vaivasvata Manvantara. You find this in the Mahabharata. Please read it. Anyone who likes history and philosophy, they should read the Mahabharata. And I am working very hard to give you the Mahabharata. You already have the Mahabharata, but the Mahabharata verse by verse, you don't have it. And you are losing a lot because the Mahabharata is huge. It's huge. So all this information you find 120 million ago, that is the beginning of this Manu. Manu lives 71 Mahayuga, each of the Manu. Multiplied by 14, that becomes more or less 1,000. Okay? All right, so any other question? You should have questions. I received a list of questions 20 years ago.
Yes. The other question I had was if you can please elaborate on the fourth regulative principle. In the past, you've mentioned it's the least understood of the 4 principles. So can you please elaborate on what no gambling means?
Gambling, let's see how to find a good, I just say a good example, the word doesn't come up. So, good example is if you are agitated in your mind, how can you meditate? How can you concentrate on Krishna? So if you play poker, what is poker? Poker means I lose, I win. Lose and win and lose, win and win. And every time you are in anxiety because I want to win, oh, I lost. Then you become upset and everything. So this state of mind are not good for spiritual realization, not at all. It burns your tranquility. You are not happy anymore in heart because you are in anxiety. Just like when we see football match, football match, that's a four regular principle you are breaking because my team is going to lose, my team is going to. Is he going uh, to I don't remember how it does, no, but the ball enters into the place or it doesn't, like this. It does, it doesn't. It's going to win this match or not. So this is gambling. Gambling means I lose, I win. And if you are in anxiety because you lose or you win, then you cannot be a yogi, you cannot meditate, you cannot be a Vaishnava. So the four regular principle is very misunderstood because everybody thinks that basically it's not play poker, not play cards. It is not so. It is not. It's everything which is competition between someone and someone else. This is the four regular principles. And then the other three, I think, are very well understood. Sex is terrible for spiritual life. Everybody knows it's not difficult to understand it. We should not have sex unless we want kids, because the psychological mechanism, especially for men, also for women, but much more for men, because this is how men are made, this is how women are made, are devastating. You can kill, and they do a lot of killing because of sex. And then intoxicant, that is very obvious, very easy to understand. You cannot think clearly if you are intoxicated, that's obviously. And meat is also terrible. The difference between the other regular principles and meat is that the other three, they damage you and nothing more. But eating meat, you kill. And of course, you damage yourself because karma, as we have spoken, the first topic that we have spoken about was about the responsibility. Why you should kill? What is the necessity? Shanti, what do you think? We should eat meat? No. She's having a lot of fun. And anyway, I gave you the name. Shanti, I gave you the name. Okay. So back to being serious. This the four regulative principles are the basis of human civilization. If you eat meat, if you take intoxication, if you do unrestricted sex life, and if you gamble, you're not even a human. Human life begins when you follow the four. It is not even spiritual. What the four regulative principle has to do with chanting and studying and preaching and worshiping, there's nothing to do. But you cannot do it if you don't follow the four regulative principles. That's why Srila Prabhupada, this is the basis of human life, human civilization. I just follow the four regulative principles. And intoxications, it's everything that doesn't maintain your state of mind and normal state. Normal. Okay, so any question?
Yes, I have a question. Another question for Maharaj.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. When the jiva is put into the material body, what obstacles does have in the body to overcome, and how can he ration all of them, regardless of the body he possesses, or he or she?
I did not understand. Govinda, did you
Sorry.
understand? Olavanga?
No, if you could please
No?
repeat it.
Okay.
I can read again.
Okay. Try again.
Okay. When the jiva is put into the material body, what obstacles does he have in the body to overcome, and how can he ration all of them, regardless
Oh,
of the
okay.
body he possesses?
Okay. Okay. So we know that we are not this body, but we have a body. Okay. So the body is a machine. We can use it or not use it. We can use it well, or we can use it in the wrong way. If you use it well, you are ready to be a devotee. You are ready to be a transcendentalist. If you don't use it correctly, then you are going to have a lot of obstacles. Karma, for instance. So why somebody becomes a devotee, somebody else does not? Because it's not ready karmically. It's not, doesn't have the money, the karmic money, because it didn't work in previous lives. So if he doesn't have it in his bank account, karmic bank account. So there are many obstacles. Of course, one obstacle is that you think to be the body. That's one obstacle. So because you think to be a body, you think to be a man. And what a man needs, needs eating, sleeping, mating, defending, and you work all your life just to eat, sleep, and mate, and all these things. Why? Because you think to be a man. If you thought to be a dog, then you would do more or less the same thing, but the thing that a dog needs. So you waste all your life just to get something for the body. Just like if you have a car and you would waste the whole day just to clean your car and put the oil and put this and that, such a beautiful car, yeah, do you like my car? And all these things, that's a waste of time because, yes, you have to take care of your car, but not the whole day, just a minimum necessity to use it. So the body, the material body, you should take care of it. But then the bare necessity, the bare enough to be healthy, to be happy, and then, but just a little time. Take more time as possible for spiritual realization. Spiritual realization means chanting, means the reading and studying and thinking about Krishna and worshiping the deities and all these things. There is a Shanti, she is mocking me. She moves as I move. Hey, Shanti, don't mock me. Okay, just so we had to be intelligent, especially the human form of life. We are supposed to be intelligent. Intelligent means just a little bit. Eat, sleep, be healthy, uh, if you have a good job, you get married. Otherwise, don't, because if you don't have a job, you can't get married and all these things. Then, but just a little bit. And then chant, study, be a sage, be a brahmana. Don't be, don't be an outcast, not even a shudra. Shudra does not work only. The shudras are devotees. Shudras are. So you don't be an outcast. Don't be a materialist. Don't be a demon. Don't be. Try to utilize your time for spiritual realization.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj. Thank you. I have other questions.
Okay, go on.
I can.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Go.
I did translate them in English. Okay.
Okay.
I have a question. Okay.
You can say it in Italian, and after we resume it for the others. If it is a short,
I can.
you can say it in Italian if it's short.
Okay, okay. Yes, it's short. Yeah.
Ok.
Allora, in che modo è la materia quando non è osservata da un essere vivente?
Che non è osservata?
Sì, da un essere vivente.
No, no, non capisco neanche in italiano.
In which way is
No, 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 no,
matter?
no. It's not the language. I didn't understand the word. If I don't understand in
Ah,
Italian, how can I understand it in English?
che praticamente in che modo la materia quando non è osservata ma è presente. È come
Quando non è
quando,
osservata, che significa? È questa parola
quando
che
non c'è, quando non c'è un osservatore.
non c'è un osservatore. Ok,
Esatto.
ok, ok. There is always an observer. It depends.
Ah,
Krishna is an observer, the Deva are observers. You are an observer also, because sometimes you do things and you don't even understand why you are doing it. You are always observer of your own life. You are at the same time an observer and a doer. This is very nicely explained in the Bhagavad Gita, how the jiva it just gives energy to the body, and the body acts according to the three modes of material nature. It is very complicated. It is very complicated subject matter. It will take some time because we had to describe how the material world is created. So how is created the material body of the human being, etc. So maybe this will take the whole of one class. You know, it would take almost an hour to explain everything in detail. But you are, depending from the situation, you are a doer and an observer at the same time. It's okay?
okay. Yes, thank you very much.
Okay, so we may have the last question because I am with my phone. So maybe, yeah, I don't know how much I have. Okay, Govinda, can you tell me a question?
Yes, Guru Maharaj. My question was about Vrindavan and prior to Krishna coming to Vrindavan, was it still a holy place, or like what was happening? Were people living in Vrindavan? How was Vrindavan before Krishna appeared?
I have difficulties understanding your questions, all of you. Maybe
Okay.
it's me because it's not English in this case. So Vrindavan, it's not that Krishna comes in Vrindavan. Krishna is always in Vrindavan. When Krishna desires or decides to come in this world, Vrindavan comes with him, because Krishna never outside of Vrindavan, not 1 second of his infinite life, eternal life. Okay, you cannot separate Krishna and Vrindavan, are the same thing. So Radha Krishna, there is one conversation between Radharani and the other one. And Radharani said, I will never go anywhere if there is no Yamuna, if there is no Govardhan, if there is no Vrindavan. Vrindavan is Krishna's sacred place. It is non-different from Krishna. So what is the difference between Bhauma Vrindavan and Goloka Vrindavan in the spiritual world? The difference is that you cannot see Goloka Vrindavan because you need transcendental eyes, Bhauma Vrindavan, che è the terrestrial Vrindavan, you can see it with your material eyes, although obviously you don't see the real Vrindavan. You see a material representation of Vrindavan. So you can see the people, you can see the, but this is only what our senses can perceive. The real Vrindavan is there. As you purify your senses, you are going to see the real Vrindavan. So if someone wants to live in a place where everybody is a devotee, just everybody, the non-devotees are so little that you cannot even, like a 0.000. The Vrindavan is the place for you. You should come to Vrindavan, stay for some time, or live here, depending from you. Okay, so the next is the last one. Please do it, and then we stop. How do
Okay.
we are? Oh yeah, okay, okay. Please, Bhakta Fabian, go on.
Thank you. How Jiva can enter in contact with the Paramatma in cosciente, modo cosciente come si può dire?
Okay, but understood. You want to know how a jiva can come in contact with Paramatma.
Yes.
How can you come in contact with me or with Govinda for that matter? How? You need a phone number. You need a phone number.
Yes.
You need our acceptance of you. Because who is this? But Fabiano, I don't want to talk. So we need to accept you. So to come in contact with Paramatma, you have to be transcendental because Paramatma is transcendental. So how do we become transcendental? Oh, that's the whole that we are doing here. We are chanting Krishna. How do you have your muscles? So you have to go in a gym and you cannot ask the instructor, how do I get my muscle? And he will tell you, okay, work. So this is what we tell the devotees. Do you want to talk to the Paramatma? Yes, you can, but you have to work. How? Chant Hare Krishna and study the philosophy, do devotional service, worship the deities, eat only Krishna prasadam, etc., etc. That's called Bhakti Yoga. This is our discipline. Yes, yes, this is how you come in contact with Paramatma.
Cool, Guru Maharaj. I have something to say. I have read the book of a guru of Guru, Ratana Swami, no?
Who
His
is
book,
this?
Back to God.
Who is this? Who is good? Who?
Ratana Swami.
Oh, Radhana Swami Maharaj. Yes.
Yes, but if I remember good, it was Back to God, if I remember good. And in his book, he told that he and his friend made a meditation and they ate a little. And during this meditation, they heard a voice to tell to Maharaj to go in India, and to his friend to go in South America, if I remember good. Maybe that voice was the voice of the Paramatma.
It's a voice. You were saying a voice.
Yes.
Voice. Okay, well, this
Yes.
is okay. Every devotee, especially devotees of this level, is free to say whatever they want. They are responsible for what they say. It's not my responsibility. I won't say those things. Because if you start talking about voices and visions, etc., and then everybody is going to say, oh, I have my vision. Prove me that you have your voice. Prove me that it was a voice. How am I going to prove? If I tell you that what my spiritual master told me, maybe witnesses or maybe in his book, we are not this body, prove it to me. It's right there in the book. You don't accept your book, well, that's your fault. But if we start talking about this kind of things, voices and visions, etc., this is not good. I don't think you can, I never heard me talking about these things. I never spoke about visions or voices. Even in my books, you don't find any of this. So don't be prakrita sahaja. I'm not saying that Maharaja anyway is a prakrita sahaja, but don't base your spiritual life on your emotions. Oh, I love Radharani. Oh, I do this. Oh, Krishna told me that. Oh, I saw Krishna outside my window. So these kind of things. Don't. Stay sober. Sober means serious. What the spiritual master say, you do your service. And in the future, whatever and whenever it's fit to happen, you may, yes, of course, you can have your visions, but this is a very advanced stage, very, very advanced. So much that even pure devotees never says to be a pure devotee. Very rarely Srila Prabhupada spoke about dreams, or maybe one time or two, but he was always he was like he wanted us to be, especially at the beginning of spiritual life. Spiritual life, we have to practice. We are not sentimentalists. We are not emotionalists. We had to be very serious about the spiritual discipline that is called Bhakti Yoga. Okay, so I don't know. I haven't read this article, but again, don't base your spiritual life on emotions, on creation, or for your mind. You cannot prove that it's right, so better leave it at that. Is that clear? Govinda, is that clear?
Yeah.
No, yes, Guru Maharaj. That's really something that I, in my heart, have wanted to maybe express, or a question like that's been here for some time that you even answered without me asking the question. So thank you.
Yes. Because sentimentalists, like Christ spoke to me, or God spoke to me, and then everybody can say any nonsense because there is no proof. Anybody can say that Jesus Christ spoke to me, or Krishna spoke to me, and he said that we should stop chanting Hare Krishna. We can say that. Why not? Or Prabhupada said that I am the new Prabhupada, or you are the new Prabhupada, and then and fools, and always there are fools who accept what you say. In our movement happened many of this when we were younger. We would accept something that a devotee, I remember, said about Prabhupada, and that was totally untrue, totally invented. So I know that just practicing is not really nice. It's not tasteful. I know that, I love Krishna so much, there is some emotions and it's nice. Okay. And you in your privacy, you can have some. Okay. But don't do that in public, because people will imitate you. And maybe your sentiments are bona fide, are real. But if you show it in front of others that they are not real, said, oh, this devotee cried while chanting Hare Krishna, then I will also cry, and it's just a show. It's just that is sense gratification. Actually, it's sense gratification. You are try to enjoy Krishna and not serve Krishna. By serving Krishna, then one day you will taste. But first service, and then, just like Srila Prabhupada said, samadhi later. Now you work, samadhi later. Okay, Mata Jilavanga.
All right. Can you hear me okay? My connection is not so good.
Yeah, I hear you very okay.
Okay. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with this book, but I will try. So recently somebody gave me a copy of Brihat Bhagavatamrita. And I've never read it, because normally I read mainly Prabhupada's books and Mahabharata, things like that, Ramayana. But I decided to look into the introduction, and it was said something very interesting. It said that Uttara, the mother of Maharaj Parikshit, asked him to give the essence of the teachings of Shukadeva Goswami. And so when he spoke to her, he narrated Brihad Bhagavatamrita. And looking at this book, I was a little confused because it seems that the story in this book is completely different from what you read in Srimad Bhagavatam. So I don't know if you're familiar with it. I know it's a very popular book for many learned people in ISKCON, but I was wondering if maybe you could explain a little bit how Brihat Bhagavatamrita could come from Srimad Bhagavatam.
Well, do you? I don't remember. I read the Bhagavatamrita. It's from Sanatana Goswami. It's a very beautiful book, very, very beautiful. And but if you read the Mahabharata, you see that the story. Maybe you're referring to the story of Maharaj Parikshit's death, how he died. Is that so? Are you referring to that?
This is actually before he died. Apparently, in the introduction to Brihat Bhagavatamrita, at a certain point, Maharaj Parikshit's mother approached him to ask him, "Give me the essence of the teachings that Shukadeva Goswami is giving you." Shukadeva Goswami was narrating Bhagavatam, and he had taken a vow of silence, but he agreed to break this vow of silence to tell her. And apparently, according to this introduction, the essence of the instructions of Shukadeva Goswami is the Brihat Bhagavatamrita. That's what he spoke to her. So I kept reading, and I noticed Brihat Bhagavatamrita, it starts off with Narada Muni looking for the highest devotee. So it seems like the topics, and I thought, well, if Shukadeva Goswami was narrating Bhagavatam, why is he talking about this?
Right.
So yeah.
Well, that's not. But Brihat Bhagavatamrita is not the only book who says something completely different or opposite or thing is, that's our philosophy. Our philosophy is based on two authorities. One from Krishna himself and the other one from his devotees. And then they write books. So Guru Shastra Sadhu, And so let's say, let me try to explain it to you this point, You make a question and I answer in a certain way. How do I answer? Do I answer as a parrot? No, I don't, my memory is finished. I don't remember anything. I never say any shloka, although I knew 500 or so, because I don't remember them. So it comes from the heart, it comes from my understanding, it comes from the inspiration that you give me, etc. So let's say that tomorrow you put it in front of me the same question. Do you think that I'm going to say the same thing? I will not. I will tell you something, and you said, yeah, but yesterday you said something different. Okay, yesterday I was in this mood, and I was talking about Krishna from a certain perspective, and tomorrow I am in a different mood. So I will tell you something different that maybe happened in other Mahayugas, or maybe it happened in meditation, or maybe it happened, maybe it's another Shukadeva Goswami. We know that there are two Shukadeva Goswami, but obviously in the Brihad Bhagavatamrita we are talking about the same Shukadeva Goswami, surely. So we cannot, to understand this philosophy, depending how much you want to understand this philosophy, you had to be very, I use that word that I never understood. Help me, go in, professor. Very elastic.
Flexible?
Huh?
Adaptable? Flexible?
Adaptable, flexible. You have to be very flexible. Flexible means you have to be able to accept both things, although they may apparently say something completely different. Because if you read the Vishnu Purana, and I did, the story of Narasimhadeva it looks like another story. You see? Completely, very different, and not completely different, obviously, but very, very different. So we have to be very flexible to understand this philosophy. And normally, not everything can be understood immediately. But if you read it and accept it in your mind and your heart, you will see that purification will lead you. One day, you will snap and you say, Eureka? That's how it says? Eureka? Eureka. Eureka. That was from, I don't know what Greek philosopher, I don't remember. Maybe Aristotle or something. Eureka. No, no. That's from the one, I don't remember. He was from Syracuse in Italy. Anyway, one day, realization comes from nothing. You are just walking and talking about something else, taking prasada, and something just comes up. Sometimes when you preach, you say things that you didn't even know that you knew it. Because this is spiritual life. Spiritual life is dynamic. It's not one story and that's it. And anything that comes in another book or another sage, if it's not exactly like the Bhagavatam say, means that it's false. It doesn't work this way. If Shukadeva Goswami can tell you another Bhagavatam completely without touching even one of the topics that and he can tell another Bhagavatam, other stories, other kings, other incarnations that you never heard about. And this is an experience that you may have if you study, as I did, the Mahabharata, the complete, Mahabharata is Sanskrit, the one I am writing now, I'm translating, explaining. And for me, the Mahabharata is like, or the Vishnu Purana, the Matsya Purana that I read, is a transcendental experience because you understand. You understand the things otherwise you cannot understand. You understand how infinite Krishna is, how many things Krishna does. There are millions and billions of stories that you never heard about. In the Mahabharata, there are thousands of stories that you never heard of sages, of kings. You don't even know that they never existed. So studying, chanting and studying and chanting. I always say that. If you want to be a Brahmana, if you want to just chant, if you want to just purify, you may chant. That's okay, But if you want to be a Brahmana, you have to chant and study and chant. How much should you study? The more is possible. How much you should chant? As much as more than is possible. Because chanting will enable you to understand, and your understanding will enable you to have more attraction for chanting. Because you see, if I chant, I understand more, so I want to chant, or vice versa. You understand, and then yes, now I understand more. Then let's go to chant. This is how it works. This is Brahminical life. That's okay?
Yeah, I appreciate that answer. And what you said, it was one of the realizations I got that wow, there's so many stories. Like this is unlimited. I wish I had 2 or 3 brains so that I could be
Yeah.
able to contain
Yeah.
it all.
Did you
But
ever
I could just
before heard about Gopakumara? Did you ever heard it in Bhagavatam or anywhere? It's not.
yes, yes.
It's nowhere. Doesn't exist. But it's there. It's there in the Vijaya Bhagavatamrita. Sanatana Goswami is telling the stories, and there are other wonderful stories. And Vijaya Bhagavatamrita is a very beautiful book, of course, like all books by the Goswamis. And so please read.
Thank you, Maharaj.
Okay, anything else? Well, I think it's time. For me, the storm here is not calming down. It's raining like anything. Shri Vrindavana Dham Ki Jai. Okay, thank you very much. Hare Krishna. All glories to Srila Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, His Grace Manonatha Maharaj Ki Jai. Thank you very much, Guru Maharaj.